And so I continue that aggressive approach, and I'm making some commissions here and there. I've known my way around here and there. And then I'm also trying to do it also virtually, through LinkedIn, emails. Yeah. I've asked for contacts, business cards from here and there, selling a lot. So I remember there's one gentleman, I'll not mention his name. I sent him a message on LinkedIn, and he had just gotten a child, I think a baby girl then. And he told me, you come. And they're in South B. Then they were in South B. It's a media production house. Tells me, I like what you're telling me. And it was one of those messages you send once. I like what you're telling me. You just come and explain to me more. Wow. Okay, so me, I go. Remember, I left, so I told him I'll go maybe on a certain day, morning hours. I left Jubilee Exchange after our meeting in the morning. And I walk all the way down to, the railways, go up that bridge there, and all the way down South B and all that. And I get to his office. The gentleman was so, generous and courteous. He didn't care about what I was doing. That's another lesson, that I have learned so far. Yeah? He was just an easy guy, and he had his own media production company. He's doing well and all that. He's still a friend up to now. Wow. I sit down, he gives me some tea and some bread. I was like, there are people of this nature. And everywhere else you go, you're getting kicked out. Yes. It was a tough one. So I sit down with a gentleman there, and he's telling me to show him the calculations I do, and I do everything. He bought the product. Wow. But he told me, do you want a job? Okay. His question. Do you want a job? I said, yes. So he tells me he wants me to be a business development manager for him. Wow. Because again, how old are you now then? This is 2000. This is 208. So that's an extra maybe 19 or thereabout. Yeah. Around there now. And the guy asked me, do you want a job? I say yes. First, I have no idea what he does or what type of a job. I say yes. So he tells me, okay, you first of all go and finish this, then you come tomorrow, we talk. So I didn't even go to other clients. I quickly went directly to... So then, how you were selling insurance was mechanical. Now I'm in tech and finance. So I can relate. The whole story of calculating the numbers with a book was too much, a big calculator and all that. And then now, when you fill the form and you've done the calculations, you attach some numbers somewhere of the calculations and then you write them somewhere. He signs the form. You have to go with it again to the unit manager to sign it. All these will come into context as the journey goes on, especially with where we are at now. Yeah. And then you go with it to the head office. In the head office is like a stone throw away, which was Wabera Street. You go there, you go to the underwriters. They check the forms, a couple of few things here and there. You pay the money because it was cash. And then M-Pesa wasn't so popular. And then you get some type of receipt. And then you take the receipt again to the customer. Manual. Okay. So now going back to the story, I quickly do that. And then now I take back the receipt. Then now tomorrow morning, instead of going to the meeting at the office at Jubilee Exchange, I go to his office and we start talking. He tells me this is what they do. Have I ever done it before? That's media production. Media production is literally shooting infomercials, TVs, TVCs, TV commercials, weddings, burials, birthdays, anything that is media production. Nowadays we call it content. But there's an element of media production then. And he tells me this is what they do, the type of clients, and he gives me a contract. Wow. He gives me a contract. I think he was paying me 25K. Wow. At 20 years old. Yeah. And before I got that one, I was getting some commissions going all the way up to 50 and all that, sometimes 15, sometimes unakauka proper. So me, I get the job. Now. This is towards around 2012. All this time I'm doing insurance sales and multiple things in between. By mid-2009 now, I went to Nairobi University. Yeah. So I was still doing evening classes. So just around the time I am warming up with Nairobi University is when the opportunity came in. So now I would do work during the day. And go to class in the evening. class in the evening. But at the same time, I would also still maintain my insurance customers here and there. So now
you have 2 jobs.
Now I have 2. But the other one, now I have spent about almost 3 years because in 2008 all the way to around 20. So I'm a guru, so to say. I know my way around vizuri kabisa. I've done what you call COP, Certificate of Proficiency. I've passed the IRA exam, Insurance Regulatory Authority. I have registered my own insurance agency. Then that period, wow. 2008 to 2012.
At 20 years old?
Yes, that period. So that period, then I'm able to sell all classes of insurance. So general, anything you have there inside, motor, all those things, even personal accident, and then medical, of course, pension, and all those things I can sell because now I have an insurance agency because of the certificate. And so I'm representing different insurance companies, and I'm feeling as if this is very nice. So I transitioned to media production fully.
Before even you get to media production, as the viewers are listening to us in the builders table, the young men that are listening to us and the young women, that tells you can do something with yourself. This is 20 years old. He's registered an insurance agency. He's already able to sell insurance across board in many spheres. Those were many years ago. And today, of course, there's quite a bit of advancement in terms of technology. There's quite a bit of things that people can be able to do. So actually, somebody is sitting in the house, just resting and free and not able to do anything, yet there's a lot that can be able to be done by you that you're listening to us today. As we get in the story of Ben, of course, as we hear much more than what it is that he's been able to do, that now you're here, you're at the university, you're keeping 2 jobs, of course, you're able to advance. How do you fast track your story?
Yeah, but like what I said, I have now fully accepted I'm not running my own script.
Yes.
I've really struggled to coming in terms with the fact that I'm not running my own script. Someone else is running my script. And when I say someone else, I literally mean God. Because as we advance on the story, it starts getting even much more sweeter. So you see, I've transitioned from the insurance ecosystem as a salesperson. Now,
into business development in media.
In media production. And even at the period of insurance, I also took some leaps upwards. I did the COP thing, the exam. I started the insurance agency, and then I'm still selling for multiple insurance companies and all that. Now I've gone to media production as a business development manager, all because nilijituma. And the owner of that company was very impressed. He bought an insurance service from me. A child education policy, and still give me a job, and that was amazing for me because at least I went a step up. I had an office that I could go work in, unless we are going out to shoot. I want to call it content, then we are not calling it like that. It was media production. I had made new friends. I had a guaranteed salary and other benefits. The setup of being in an office that seems to be progressive. You have all these nice, amazing benefits. So I did that for a while. I had to slow down on the insurance bit, and I did that for a while.
Concentrate on this.
Yeah, because it was quite engaging. I was not only involved in media production, not necessarily doing the technical job, but helping around, but I was also involved in getting clientele. So I would find myself going to event organizers and asking them, what do you have coming up? Going to different NGOs, do you need a TVC, infomercial, etc., etc. And then he had his own nice pipeline. So if he goes out and pitches, then I come in to make sure the documents are okay. I started learning how to draft corporate contracts. I started knowing how to negotiate in terms of rate card, how to create a proper rate card. The corporate language started getting into me now, which was very interesting. So that is 2012. So it continued for about a year, something like this. And then I left. Or rather, the contract ended. Now the contract ended at a point where I had a bit maturity around 2013 then.
And that time the classes in University of Nairobi, they are moving on.
They're still moving on, and I'm doing even classes. I was doing purchasing and supplies. So at times I would go, and that's a good one, just to encourage the viewers maybe who are young. I would do the whole day work. and then go to the evening classes, find my colleagues who are just directly from the house, either because they're not doing any work. And I would get there so tired, I'm so dirty, you know. And then you know how the University of Nairobi classes are. At times, the leg ako uko, and then uko uko, because guys came in earlier.
Yes.
You are coming there na maharaka haraka. That evening classes thing requires a proper mindset. So we'd really struggle with that. But nonetheless, everything continued nicely. So when that job ended, I was now a bit mature and a bit well packaged, and you know, I knew my way around. So I sat down with a good friend of mine called Kevin, and we co-shared an office, Njengi House. Don't know if it's still called Njengi House, where Blue Shield Insurance used to be.
Yes.
I know some of our viewers don't even know what that is. Blue Shield Insurance used to be, I think, next to Archives up or Njengi House. So the concept of co-working spaces, there was an office there that had somehow divided offices, but that was not their intention. It was a cyber cafe. But then they realized people want to come and sit down and work from there. There was nothing like co-working. These akina, you know, it's called what? Ikigai, all these different Kofisi, all those different types of models were not there. But somehow those guys had figured it out. It started off as a cyber.
Wow.
So you have like a cubicle there, and you have like a big desktop, the ones with the back.
Yes.
And someone is coming to browse there, and then analipa, you know, the usual payment of browsing services, then it translated into an office.
Wow.
So we took one there for 7,000 Kenya shillings, and we split the bill. Now I know my way around. Remember, I have now the insurance.
You have a registered insurance agency?
Yeah, and this is now 2013 there. I also have media production knowledge.
Yes.
And I know how to do contracts and how to do rate cards. And I speak the language properly. And remember, I'm still very active online.
Yes.
On LinkedIn and emails.
Wow.
And then now I have gathered a whole group of contacts from different people here and there and there and there, you know, business cards, all those things. So now when I was there, I started asking myself, what can I do?
This time, are you still at your father's house? Or
yes, I'm still there. I moved out around maybe 2013 there when something else happened. I'm getting to that point of view. So now in that office, again, this is not my script. What I used to do was I would go out and look for event organizers and tell them I can do for you media production. I don't have any media equipment. But I was around those
people and
equipments. I knew so many.
Your network was rich.
It was okay. So now I know how to draft a contract. We didn't have ChatGPT and you know AI. Ni unajiandikia manually, you know, and we were not using Google as much as we would, you know. So I would draft up a code. First of all, I'd do like this. I'd go to look for event organizers. Then you had to small offices in Tao of event organizers. Someone was saying they do wedding gowns, they do flowers, they do whatever,
videography,
such things. But most of them didn't do photography and videography. So you'd find them, they're doing wedding gowns, cake, and some catering. That's the word that was being used then. And there were many. So me, I would approach them and ask them, hey, I do this media production thing. I can shoot for you the wedding or whatever it is that you're doing, and I want you to give me some work. People too. And some of them would say, yes, in fact, we have something coming up. You bring me some paper I can read. Paper meant just a quotation. So me, I would go, copy the same thing that I used to do in the other company. But now do it in my own way and write my own name. I had created a simple website myself. Yeah, but I used WordPress. WordPress. So I would use WordPress and then create a simple website there, put some few things. The website had two things. It was a free WordPress. It had two things. It had the insurance business and it had the media production. And I would speak about it a lot on LinkedIn, emails, whatever, and all that. So I would go and create a quotation. After I gather the requirements, maybe ask them how many, because I knew how to do that quoting and all that. So then I go back and tell them, here is my rate code, my rate card. Yeah, and here's my quotation and all that. Some of them would say no, others would say it's too high, others will think about them. But the ones that said yes, then asked for a contract. Remember, I know all those things based on the experience. And then I would bring a contract. I would copy the same one and just change the names, and all that, and I would even sign and all that, and then I would agree that we'll do the business. Now, in terms of resources, like getting people to do the work, I had videographers on speed dial, just on my contact book. I had photographers. So me, I would always tell them, by the way, kuna gig, and I knew how to pay them because we were paying them. Remember the business development role and all that. So like them, we used to pay them like 5K per day. One guy who might do video
and photography maybe
for 5K, but at least you're going to take care of their food, their airtime, and their transport.
They will eat at the
venue and all that. And I did a lot of those. I did a lot of those, and the only thing I was doing was just walking in to places. At times I would even go to meetings at Norwich. It's called Norwich.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if they still do that. I haven't been there for the longest time. And you'd find families that are there. Some of them are talking about weddings, others are talking about funeral, whatever. You go and sit down.
In those meetings?
Yes, you sit down.
You just get crushed in a meeting?
Yeah, you just sit down and you give your remarks, and then you say, now, I also do. Others were not very friendly, others were friendly, and you get business. At the same time, I'm still trying to push the insurance business. So as I continued, I also started realizing a lot of people asking me, una print business cards? What about flyers? What about synergies? I said, sitasema hapana. So I used to say yes. So I would now sell media production services based on availability, printing services, and insurance. In that office. Sometimes I would make some to money. For a young guy with no family, still living with parents, you're making some to good money, ka 30, ka 40, ka 60, ka 70, like that. And that was good. So I continued like that until late 2013. So the story now starts changing completely. We start getting into a corporate type of a setup. In 2013, I remember I went down from Jengi House, my office then. I went down to grab some lunch. And I met with a very good friend of mine called Eva, who we were with at Jubilee Insurance. She was selling. But now, she had moved to Radio Africa, the Star newspaper. And I went down and just met her face to face. And we spoke. She asked me what I do nowadays. I told her the story. I told her I'm up here. She told me, by the way, there's an important opportunity, a nice gig if you want, for selling TV advertisements and newspaper advertisement, Radio Africa Group. And the package then was for about 3 months, you get paid about 30,000, like a salary. Then after that, you depend fully on commissions. So they're giving you some time to get to know.
It's a retainer or something.
A retainer, yes, a retainer. And she told me, I said, okay, I'll try. She gave me the contact of the boss there, a gentleman called Josiah. Josiah really grew us. Wherever he is, God bless you, Josiah.
Wow.
So I called Josiah and I introduced myself and tell him, Josiah, I've been given your number by Eva. Can I come and see? He says, yes, come. We're actually recruiting. And I go. And I sit down with Josiah and another manager, I can't remember his name. And I tell them all that I do, and they were like, wow.
This is a guy.
Yeah, they said, sawa. I was overselling. Said, sawa, ni sawa. Tutakupatia kazi. I said, yes. So I had to close the Njengi office and took
another job.
So that's how I got into media sales. So the story started with insurance. I started with the manual jobs. And then activation jobs. The field activations, then it went to insurance, and then I grew there in the insurance ecosystem. Then it went to media production. Yeah, then now it went to media sales. Yeah, media sales, printing, TV, and radio.
Wow.
Now you can see I'm moving up. This is now
you're building your CV.
Yeah, and this is 2013. Yes, and now at that point I'm quite polished. in terms of speech, in terms of knowing my way around, appearance,
dressing,
all those things. And that's why I say it's not my script. If I was to do it, I would have done it maybe differently, and I would have even possibly failed more. So now I'm in a different level, so to say, in a different space as well. So I get to interact with all these different people who are doing extremely well. You're interacting with the people that are selling, whether they're selling paper sales or print sales, radio or TV, or you're interacting with the editors, or you're interacting with the digital team. Then we didn't call it social media. Or you're interacting with the TV presenters, the radio presenters as well. Because anyone who knows Radio Africa, when you go up, I think second floor and third floor, the left side going up is, I think, print, unless I change. The right one is radio and TV.
Yes.
So we would interact with all these guys, Akina Maina Kageni, Akina Caroline Mutoku, Akina Nyambane, all those people. And when you're in that setup, no one is looking down on you. You're just having fun. Hi. Yeah, they're colleagues. When you go down there to the parking lot, maybe to take a breather and all those things, when you go into the editors. So now that gives me a whole different understanding of what work is, what corporate setup is, the challenges that are there, and the full media space ecosystem. Because now, even my selling had changed. Now I'd go to at least much more higher clients because I'm not going to see an individual. I'm going to see a company.
Yes. Now it's a B2B now.
Yeah, exactly. It's a B2B now. And I would go now to B2Bs, so to say, for lack of a better example. Let's say I'm going to a small college. And because what we used to do, we used to go to the Daily Nation newspaper and Standard. Those were the big boys. I think they still are. And you check everyone that is advertising there.
Then you follow.
So that's what I would do, especially with the small colleges, to driving schools and to other small colleges and all that. And you call. And you go. So there you have there's a bit more respect. There's a bit more structure, so
a corporate feel.
Yeah, you're even taken seriously. You get to sit down, you're getting to know these people here and there, and then they're giving you like business. They take like advertising space. Some of them want articles they pay for. So I go back to the office, I get to speak with the editor. Now you see the different type of understanding now I get. This is how you write a story. This is how you do this. Because now I write a lot of stories to do with data, tech, and just life on different blogs, on Substack, on Medium, and also our company website and all that. So I would interact with them like that. And that continues until late 2013. One of the general manager of Star newspaper then, a gentleman called Patrick, then noted what I was doing. And it's interesting because a very interesting thing happened. Remember the insurance contacts?
Yes.
There's a time I'm backing it up so that now I come back to this point as now we start advancing. There's a time I went to sell insurance, International House, Turkish Airlines. That level of confidence, I don't know where I got it from. You can imagine. And that was 2008 now.
Yes, at 1819.
Yeah, I walked directly into International House, Turkish Airlines. I don't know if they're still there. I highly doubt. I walk in there and I have my way with words.
Yes.
I go past the reception lady and get into the manager, gentleman was called Jay, who was a nice, friendly person. We sit down, he gives me tea. Then for anyone to really appreciate what you are doing, they had to be God sent, for sure. So I got to be very good friends with Jay. They didn't buy then. They didn't buy insurance then. But now let's go back to 2013. When I went to sell them. Now I'm selling the media spaces. And they said, this is good. We'll connect you to a big boss called Jihat or Sihat, who was directly from Turkey. So I sat down with the guy, told him what we do, how we can put him on newspaper, how we can put him on radio, on TV, I think then Kiss TV. And he was just excited. He said, this is very, very good. We want a full page, I think 2 full pages, and they want an article, and then they want an eighth or something like that. That's how we used to call them, the advertising spaces. And then he threw me a curveball.
Wow.
You know, he told me, but we are not going to pay cash.
Oh.
We shall pay in kind. I don't even know what that means. So I asked him, what do you mean? He tells me, we are going to pay with airline tickets.
What?
So I say, okay, sawa. Let me go back
and report that.
Yeah, and ask because I don't know even how to go about it. So I go and tell my boss Josiah then. And Josiah tells me, now this one is a special one. I have to take you to the general manager, gentleman called Patrick. So I get my facts right, my papers, my nini, the email from Jihad, because I requested him to write officially to me. I print nini. The GM comes in at around 11 a.m. I go and sit down with him because Josiah, my boss, then had told him. And I tell him, and he was extremely excited. He said, yes, this we can do. This we can do. Just book a meeting for us with those people. So I book a meeting, they go speak. And then now that business happened. They got the media spaces, TV, radio, and print, and the airline tickets were given, you know, quite a number of airline tickets. So I started getting in good terms with the GM. He started noticing what I'm doing. Then one day I was in the house. Now I had moved out. I was living in South B, a bed sitter. One day I'm there and I see a call from the GM, Patrick. First, it was a Saturday. I get shocked because rarely does he ever call. Yeah.
What have you done?
What is this? And I remember it was around 6 p.m. And he calls me and says, Ben, how are you? That's how he used to speak. I say, good. Then he asked me, these were his words. He says like this, these were his exact words. He has a couple of friends that are doing ICT things. These are vitus ICT, his own words. And I think you're a very good fit. If you're interested, I can connect you. I said, yes, connect me. Again, I don't know what I'm being connected to. In other words, he was asking me, do you want
a job or something?
Job, yeah.
Wow.
You see, everywhere I've gone, it has been, do you want,
yes,
do you want,
yes,
do you want?
Yes.
And then that came. So I say yes. So he forwards my name, you know, and my phone number. Then I'm called by some Senegalese guy who was a shareholder of an ICT company. Then he calls me and I go for an interview. I tell him what I do. He said, this is good because you're looking for a business development manager / account manager who's able to meander and navigate through corporate, selling to them digital payments. Digital payment gateway then. It was very, very new. Late 2013 and early 2014. Anything that is fintech now, we were doing it in 2013, you know. And then we used to do it, we used to call it payment gateway, so to say. And payment gateway literally meant you have a checkout page that has Visa, MasterCard, mobile money, M-Pesa, Airtel money, T-Cash, or Telecom Cash then. And then a wallet. We had created our own wallet. So I started selling that. So I went through trainings and all that. Now I went to a whole different world. I got now into a world where I am accountable more to a much more structured organization. I got into a world where I remember I know how to write contracts, I know how to write rate cards, I know how to deal with B2Bs. Yes, insurance at that time I had taken a step back, but I was still doing it on the side here and there. Then now I have known how to sell technology.
Wow. What an inspiring story, viewers. What an insight. What an impact. This is a story that I mean, it is so thrilling. It's so out of this world. And out there to tell our viewers that are listening to us that Ben didn't apply for a single job. It's jobs that called him for. We're so grateful that you're watching us today. We're so grateful that you're listening to us at Pay Small Mentors. We're so grateful that you're listening to us at the Builders Table. This is a builder, and you too can be a builder. For today, we want to put a comma there, and we'll come and listen to the second part of this story. We'll be listening to Ben now that he's gotten himself to the fintech and he's gotten himself now to what he's doing today. But for today, I want to allow him to give us a parting shot, and then we'll bring this to a comma and then to be continued. What will be your parting shot for the viewer that is listening to you? For your life up to this point now, that now you're transitioning now to more structured systems and what? What will be just a mention for the viewer that is listening to you?
One simple thing, jitume. Jitume. If you are young, jitume too. Don't think too much about knowing this or not knowing that. Just jitume. Start somewhere. Everything else just opens up by itself. In other words, you're not living your own life. God is the one directing your steps. Thank you.
Wow. Yeah. Thank you so much, Ben. Thank you very much, our viewers, for listening to us. This has been The Builders Table, brought to you by Pace More, and I've been your host, Godfrey Mwenda. Until next time, bye-bye.